Hey everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this video. So we're a week into the self-publishing process, and already today I realized that I'd overlooked two relatively forgotten about aspects of the self-publishing process. I say forgotten because they're not really part of the process of self-publishing, but if you're going to self-publish your work, I think they're two really critical areas that I hadn't even considered. One is coming up with some sort of author press kit. Again, it can be very, very simple, but the reason for that ties into my other thing I had overlooked, which is setting up local author events. Specifically readings, so something to reach out to bookstores, libraries, what have you. And typically when you do that, you usually have to pitch, unless they're like like a local, like a very small local place that just happens to know you or are very, very friendly. But any even a smaller bookstore that's even independently owned, typically you have to email some sort of pitch over. So having some kind of press kit is really, 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 really important. Just to have that for the pitch. Again, I didn't even think about it. I was meeting with my writing buddy the other day, and it wasn't the other day, it was yesterday, but we were talking, and they suggested those two things that I had kind of forgotten about. They were like, "Yeah, it sounds like you're on the ball, but remember these two things as well." So this morning I was doing just a little bit of research here into that, just reading a couple articles on what I got to do for it. I'll actually add those to my little checklist on here in the next day or so as well. But yeah, it's something I had not thought about, and actually gives me more to do before I get my book back. I still have about 3.5, 4-ish weeks basically before I get my book back, and I can start doing my formatting and all that stuff and editing. So just something to kind of tie me over for a bit. Yeah. With that, I'm going to sign off here. This is just me doing a quick update on an insight that I was not aware of, and that I was like, oh, okay, makes sense. And again, as I go along this process, if anyone's ever self-published before, has any suggestions as I go on this process, always leave it. I am always open to feedback from people that have done this before, because again, I'm kind of flying blind here into the storm, just relying upon my instruments to kind of navigate my way through this thing. Hopefully I trust them. Hopefully they're calibrated correctly. I think they are. I think my instincts are pretty good. But we're going to see. We're going to find out. If you stuck this whole video, thank you so much. I will see you all tomorrow.